Okay, looking deeply into the lines, it is uncertain when death and impermanence will strike. Give me the energy to live a life of no regret. Entering human life on earth opens a myriad possibilities, and death is the one thing we know for certain will take place. While death is the most predictable event in life, we live without knowing the moment death will come or in what form. Death is held in mystery, following no perceivable rule. Habitually, we tend to imagine that death is something that will come later and consider ourselves better off if we don't think about it. And modern medicine has actually reduced death to a medical event and often sees it as just a failure to save a life. And thus it is common for the gifts that are offered by death to be, to just pass unreceived. So in today's talk, I'm going to include quotes and paraphrases from Frank Ostaseski's book, The 5 Invitations, Discovering What Death Can Teach Us About Living Fully. And Frank is a Buddhist teacher and a leading voice in end-of-life care and someone who speaks quite eloquently to the transformative power of death. And from his life experience, which is an amazing one, he's sat with over 1,000 people as they died. He asks, suppose we stop compartmentalizing death and cutting it off from life. Imagine if we regarded dying as a final stage of growth that holds an unprecedented opportunity for transformation. Would we then turn toward death like a master teacher and ask, how then shall I live? Life and death are a package deal, he goes on to share. You cannot pull them apart. We cannot be truly alive without maintaining an awareness of death. Death is always with us in the marrow of every passing moment. She is the secret teacher hiding in plain sight. She helps us to discover what matters most. And the good news is we don't have to wait until the end of our lives to realize the wisdom that death has to offer. Contemplating life and death as one guides us into deeper dimensions of what it means to be human. And in my recent contemplations and preparing for this and really looking at this life and death together, I saw how deeply intertwined they are, that life feeds death and death feeds upon life. And they are a continuance of one another. And impermanence is an essential truth woven into the fabric of our existence. It is inescapable, perfectly natural, and our most constant companion. All things pass. This moment gives way to the next. Civilizations rise and fall. Material things break down, and bodies age and die. It's like everything is vanishing right before our eyes. And it is our work to move this understanding of impermanence from the intellect and nestle it deep in our hearts. And after living through the horrors of the war in Vietnam, Thich Nhat Hanh was able to speak of impermanence as a source of freedom. He taught, because everything changes, we can transform suffering. We can love more deeply, and we can let go of clinging. mindfulness of death, seeing that we and those we love are of the nature to die, helps us treasure life and stop postponing awakening. And as we're all aware, we are in a time when the forces of death are at work in plain sight and all across the world. And the truth that we and our loved ones are of the nature to die has become starkly more apparent. And we are called to use this moment to awaken. And the first time that I read the line, "Give me the energy to live a life of no regret," I reacted. I was like, my life was filled with regret. How could I possibly live a life of no regret? And yet this question became a contemplation, which has guided me into an acceptance of my life. It has brought insight into how the needs and logic of my wounded child caused me to hold back from adventures of life, and yet developed wisdom from an inward perspective. So where I lived with chronic self-judgment and regret, I now experience compassion for both my adult self and my younger self. And in researching Buddhist teachings that address the line, "Give me the energy to live a life of no regret," I found this teaching. Regret often comes from not being present, acting out of habit or distraction. And this said so much to me. And it is the times when my habitual reactions replace presence that I'm most likely to act in ways that I will regret. And the teaching went on to say that mindfulness restores us to the immediacy of the moment where life unfolds and choices can be made. And Thich Nhat Hanh taught that when we live deeply in the present moment, we see that we already have enough conditions to be happy. We do not run into the future anymore or regret the past. Living a life of no regret is not contingent on never having made mistakes. It is about living awake, aware enough to see, learn, and transform in the very moment of living. We practice not to become perfect, but to facilitate our return to the present moment, where we are willing to risk making mistakes in our quest to love and create a better world. And we are able to course correct when we need to. It is uncertain when death and impermanence will strike. Give me the energy to live a life of no regret.